and study with Tanzania Institute of Education.
Hello, my name is Madam Neema, and today I'm going to present to you a lesson in English language, specifically on listening. So before I begin, I would like to ask you a question. Are you a good listener? And why should we listen? We listen in order to extract some sort of information from the person who is speaking. And now, before we begin, I would like you to get the following things. Get yourself a pen, a paper or a writing pad, an exercise book if you have, and a dictionary. Are we ready? Good. Now, I'm going to read a passage to you. I want you to listen carefully because I'll read this passage twice. I'll read the passage once, slowly, and then I'll read the passage for the second time. At the end of my passage, I'll give you some questions which I would like you to answer them. So, in order for you to answer the questions, you need to listen carefully. Are we ready? Yes. Okay. So, I'll begin. Pollution is the degradation of natural environment by external substances. Pollution occurs when ecosystems cannot get rid of substances introduced into the environment. The sources of pollutions are numerous. The identification of these different pollutants and their effects on ecosystem is complex. They can move from natural disasters or as a result of human activities such as oil spills, chemical spills, nuclear spills, littering, poor methods of farming, and others. This causes destruction of biodiversity, increased mortality of human and animal species, disappearance of natural habitat, and damage the quality of soil, water, and air. Are we together so far? Good. It is therefore imperative that we should prevent pollution and protect the environment by applying the principles of sustainable development. We have to consider to satisfy the needs of today without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their needs. Any environmental damage must be punishable by law. Polluters should pay compensation for the damage caused to the environment. That's the end. But again, I'm going to read the passage so that you get exactly what the passage is about. Pollution is the degradation of natural environment by external substances. Pollution occurs when ecosystems cannot get rid of substances introduced into the environment. The sources of pollutions are numerous. The identification of these different pollutants and the effects of the ecosystem is complex. They can move from natural disasters or as a result of human activities such as oil spills, chemical spills, nuclear spills, littering, and poor methods of farming and others. This causes destruction of biodiversity, increased mortality of human and animal species, disappearance of natural habitat, and damage of the soil, water, and air. It is therefore imperative that we should prevent pollution and protect the environment by applying the principles of sustainable development. We have to consider to satisfy the needs of today without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their needs. Any environmental damage must be punishable by law. Polluters should pay compensation for the damage caused by the environment. That is the end of the passage. Did you get anything? Good. After listening to the passage, let's try to answer a couple of questions and see whether we are good listeners. Now, take your paper, an exercise book, and write these questions and try to answer them. Question 1. What is pollution? Question 1 is, what is pollution? Do you remember the answer? So, according to the passage, we say that pollution is the degradation of natural environment by external substances. Did you get that one right? Good. Let's see the second question. Second question is, what are the sources of pollution? What are the sources of pollution? We say that pollution can be caused by human activities and natural disasters. Did you get that one right? Good. So, I'm going to give you a couple of questions. I want you to answer them on your own. Copy this. The first one is, what should we do to preserve our environment? The first question is, what should we do to preserve our environment? Question number 2, that you'll be doing it on your own, is, how do you, as a student, protect the environment, both at home, on your street or village, and at school? What do you do as a student to protect the environment, both at home, your school or village, and on your street? Good. After trying to answer the questions according to the passage, we'll try to see some of the words that I consider they're important, but may not be known to some of you. So please take your dictionary and see whether we can get the meaning and how to use these words. So I have a list of these few words that I want you to go and see. The first one is the word itself, pollution. The second one is degradation. The third one is ecosystem. The fourth one is complex. The fifth one, we have littering. Number 6, we have mortality. Number 7, we have imperative. Number 8, we have sustainable development. So these are the 8 words I think they're important, especially on the environmental issues: pollution, degradation, you have ecosystem, complex, littering, mortality, imperative, and sustainable development. This is what I want you to do. First, I want you to check their meanings. Secondly, I would like you to construct a sentence for each of the words that I've mentioned. So, as an example, I will do two. That is imperative and mortality. I'll give the meaning and then I'll use it in the sentence. Mortality. Mortality means death, especially on a large scale. Example of a sentence. Infant mortality has been reduced because of modern medicine. I repeat, infant mortality has been reduced because of modern medicine. Number two, the word imperative. Imperative means vital or of a great importance. Or in other words, you can use the word crucial, something very important. So how do we use the word imperative in the sentence? We say that it is imperative to wash your hands thoroughly to get rid of germs. I'll repeat. Say it is imperative to wash our hands thoroughly to get rid of germs. Are we together? So you do the rest. I did number 7, number 8, number 6, number 7. You do 1 and the remaining vocabulary or the new words. Now, before I finish my lesson, I would like you to do the following assignment. Apart from those questions that I've given you, I would like you to do this one. That is, in not less than 10 sentences, write down what can you do to reduce pollution in your area. In not less than 10 sentences, what can you do to reduce pollution in your area? So that is the end of our lesson today. Until next time, goodbye.